Pop quiz. What do you do when you're a channel that, as of the date of this upload, has under 100 subscribers, no real emphasis on politics in past uploads, and a strong emphasis on gaming and entertainment content? You get involved in race politics. I wish I could tell you I was joking, but I'm not. Now, before I go anywhere further with this, let's make one thing abundantly clear. I have no agenda, as I've stated in some previous videos, for either side of the American two-party political system, okay? Disclaimer done. Let's see what's on the grill today. So, BuzzFeed Australia has decided to upload a video they call People of Color React to the Word White. But be warned. Because if you think that they're being racist towards you as a white person, you better get out of here, you shitlord. Before I hit play on this, I just want to discuss something real quick. People, usually a little bit left-tilted, but across the political spectrum, will tell you that race doesn't and shouldn't matter in politics, okay? Here's why that's wrong. Race doesn't have to be about abstract, illogical hatred. It has to do very much so with sociological statistics that indicate behaviors of groups. That doesn't exclusively apply to races, it applies to ages, it applies to gender, and all the other things that might trigger you. So, you've been warned. Let's see what they've got to say for us. Turn that volume up a little bit, you know?
So, when you see the word white, what comes to mind?
How do I feel about the word white?
Now let's keep that in mind. Words play a big part in our life. And here's where I think that this fucking channel is just trolling everybody, okay? Quote unquote, words play a big part in our lives, sometimes triggering immediate positive or negative responses.
Privilege, I think power.
A race, some good, some bad. Can't be critical of all whites, but there is a strong element of racism in white Australia.
Alright, so here's their thing. They throw in the white dude as the second person as their own little safety net, right? Because if the white dude comes in and says, you know, can't say they're all bad, can't say they're all good, there's racism in this community, they're safe from all criticism whatsoever, right guys? Right? I mean, come on, let's just click away now, right? We're done. Except they're wrong. Because the same exact principle, I'm sure it goes without saying, but because apparently it doesn't in this video, I have to say it here. The same principle applies to every single race, community, and culture on the planet. Some good, some bad. They all have parts that are racist. I mean, why is this even a fundamental logical principle that I have to point out? You know, I wish I could say this kind of stuff doesn't get traction, but we live in a day and age where political values are skewed so out of the base of any critical thinking that this kind of stuff actually matters. Let's dive back in.
I think of Iggy Azalea and Miley Cyrus.
I think of Iggy Azalea and Miley Cyrus. Why are you picking two white popular entertainers to... I mean, really? When I think of white, I think of I don't know, my parents and neighbors and people in neighborhoods, average people. I don't think of even when racists think of another culture, right? Let's say we're talking about a racist person. They could be white, they could be anything else, they could be Asian or whatever. Just say they're a racist person, and they think of Spanish people, right? Their first example is not George fucking Lopez, it's fucking Home Depot, right? Isn't that the atypical example, right? Is Home Depot? Why are we calling to celebrities all of a sudden here? Of course the celebrities are going to represent privilege and power because they have a massive fuckload of money that nobody else has, but no, that's white people, guys. That's white people.
Doesn't always mean skin color, it's a way of thinking.
When I think about white, I think about maybe a group of people who I would love to be in harmony with.
They don't acknowledge what has happened in the past. They don't try to understand as well.
Alright, here's my question to you. First of all, who is they? Okay? Because who's not acknowledging what? Because, you know, I've met plenty of people that don't acknowledge logic or facts, which this video doesn't, by the way, either. And I'm beginning to wonder what kind of past we're thinking about here. Sure, the British Empire might have fucking, you know, injected themselves into a few browner cultures. But what does that have to do with anything, first of all, in today's day and age, and second of all, with white people in general? There have been empires of different ethnicities all over the world throughout history, so why is the fact that... What history are we not acknowledging? This is troll logic right here, because any response you could have to this sets you up for a one-sided argument that makes you look like the bad guy right off the bat. And while we're talking about it, let's be fair, the right-siders do it too, but for the sake of this video, this is leftist racist shaming. Because first of all, they'll make you think you were a racist when you didn't even know you were. I was a racist the whole time? Get out of here! I didn't even know, dude! Fucking goddamn! I need to smoke some weed, guys. Let's continue.
Not all of them are like wallowing freely and shamelessly in their privilege, but it seems like the ones that are typically male.
And here we go. Okay, first of all, white privilege, totally a fucking construct. You wanna talk about race being a construct, which, by the way, controversial statement here, not true. Okay, what is a construct? A construct is something that men, okay, thinking animals, have created and implemented and used. Society is a construct. Okay, race is a natural occurrence. It doesn't mean that it's something to be used for or against people or whatever, but it's not a construct. It's white privilege. Let me tell you, Uncle Dusky will tell you, okay? It's just a trap, okay? It's just a means to justify putting white people in general into this bubble category of people who cannot be victims. And not that I even want to go with the whole, oh, boo-hoo, I'm a victim angle anyway, but this is what happens when this is the opinion of popular media, okay? This is YouTube and everything, but there are undertones of this kind of thinking in policy, in media, and in ideological groups at large today. So privilege is just an excuse to categorize white people in a bubble where they can't retaliate against this all because of the past, their actions. That's ridiculous. Hello, dude, you know, I was born in 1995, you know, last time I checked I wasn't involved in any genocides at all, you know, 0 genocides last time I checked, you know. The second issue here, okay, and by the way, we're only halfway through this video, typically male. Now here's what that tells me, okay? You know, if I ever had any female viewers on this channel, well, they're gone now. Feminism is absolute trash, okay? And I know that all feminists and third wave don't represent the entire movement and its goals, but when the fact of the matter is, in this day and age, the most radical and outspoken ones, right, the loudest ones, tend to represent them the most, my conclusion to that is that even if there are people who are feminist and not radicalized, right, the sheer philosophy in itself is one that appeals to these radicalized people, and if I was a feminist who considered myself non-radicalized, I would want to disassociate myself not just with those people, but with the philosophy as well, because if a philosophy can appeal to people that nutty on the nut spectrum, these people are full-blown acorns, okay? Then why would you want to be in that same pool? Wouldn't it be easier to just come up with a similar, albeit different and distinctly separate school of thought for yourself and the other rational people from your previous school of thought? It's easy to see that things are slanted against males in general, not just white males. I'm not even talking about white males, just men in general, okay? That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. But here's the problem with this. Who are the most feminists? Okay, it's not just white women, but all this video is saying is, you know, those white dudes, fuck those. But the white ladies who are typically some of the most radicalized feminists, you know, they're cool, they're alright, you know? It's typically male, the ones that don't indulge in that privilege thing we told you about earlier. I've ranted for far too long. Let's finish this out, guys.
There are things that I have to think about that they never think about, that it just doesn't even cross their mind.
What could she say that she has to think about that white people don't have to think about? Well, okay, let's assume she's from an average neighborhood, because the first thing that comes to my mind is things that involve racial prejudice, right? Now, what's involved in racial prejudice? Being discriminated against, you know, for different reasons, you know, having people give you a hard time. Here's the thing, as is evidenced by this video, that claim in itself is false, because there are clearly people who would give you a hard time just for being white, okay, based on the construct of this video. You could have no connection to any of the patriarchal, privileged, lifestyles, mindsets, or philosophies that this video, I assume, is attempting to describe, and you could still be discriminated against because of, watch this guys, the color of your skin.
When I'm called white, it like feels like it's dismissing another huge part of who I am, which is that I am in fact a person of color.
What the fuck, dude? Come on, you can't spring this kind of funny shit on me after I just smoked like that, dude. Come on, I thought this wasn't a comedy video. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is he? 164th fucking Korean? What does that even mean? You can't. These motherfuckers, they'll send their genes into Ancestry.com. They'll get this result back that they're a fucking 1% Chilean or some shit. And suddenly they're a martyr. A martyr for these people's cause. We gotta champion the white guilt movement, okay? The fucking white privilege movement.
I want to say helpful, but only helpful so long as it benefits them.
A set of values.
Wanting equality without giving up any other power.
You know, I really wish I can get through this video with less edits, but every other sentence is full of logical fallacy, incorrect information, and dare I say bullshit at this point. I'm pretty sure, I'm just trying to be, you know, smart about criticizing it. Can we just say it's bullshit? Can we get to that point where we're just ready to stop bullshit, bullshit, bullshit? The concept of equality, okay, which I am all for, okay? And it's hard to tell from this video because I'm taking a very aggressive, what's the word, combative tone against the messages these people give, which shows that it's like, these people are dumb. It's like, no, here's the thing. Societally speaking, equality is a concept that refers to everyone's standard of life and consideration, okay? But here's the thing, why equality doesn't imply giving up power, which power, goddamn, is a whole nother topic, but it's more about giving everyone else power to equalize. So it's like, why does it have to be a matter of taking, you know what I mean? That's the kind of, like they said earlier in the video, words are a part of their everyday lives, and sometimes the specificity of them sends a little signal off in your brain. Okay, now some of us have this part of our brain a little more tuned in, you know, some of us have them working like this guy's, but that part of your brain should be going off and telling you, why is it giving up? Why is it take? Why is it a lessening of something?
Whiteness is a construct.
It's in the best interest of the status quo for people like me to identify as white and sort of let my Native American identity fall to the wayside. I'm still a Native American who's walking around on the earth. I might as well not be if I'm not going to own it.
I can't get over this guy. Look at this guy. My Native American identity fall to the wayside. I mean, I could be wrong here saying this. I fully admit what I'm about to say could be entirely wrong. But just, let's look at the dude. Screenshot is up on the screen, okay? Now, I am no ethnological expert here, okay? But this guy looks like a younger, more Jewish Simon Cowell, fucking, with maybe like a third of Native American in him. He could be entirely Native American for all I care, but I sure as fuck know that he looks white, okay? Which, if that is the case, if this guy's totally Native American and he's saying that it's safer for him to identify as white, then he's wrong because he's not white. If you're 2% Native American, you can't, I'm sorry, it's just numbers, it's math. Are you gonna argue with numbers and math? Even if, I mean, numbers are a construct, right though, guys? So, you know, we can't have any of that shit.
I believe you're white or black. Pink, yellow, red, purple.
Subscribe. Let's zoom in on that, guys. This is going right off the camera. Subscribe for more wonderful things. You know what I say? I say we can test this video with a proven method right here. You see, hold on, let's zoom in a little bit. This girl's wearing a barcode shirt, right? Let me take my my handy dandy barcode scanner here. This is my barcode scanning device. Beep, 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 beep. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. So in conclusion, guys, I mean, if you aren't already actively working to deconstruct white power and privilege, what the fuck are you? Some kind of racist? Get the fuck out of my neighborhood, you disgusting, filthy, inhuman racist. I'm definitely not asserting that I am at a higher position to you and better than you for your inherent properties similar to that of that which a racist would assume if he was to assume that the color of your skin and ethnicity would make you a lesser human being. Not at all. I'm a good person, damn it. Or, you know, I mean, they could just be trolling us, guys. It's probably that. It's probably that one.